Mengumumkan ketibaan ahli-ahli panel kita Miss Syahieda dan Miss Yeong yang diiringi oleh Encik Muhammad Hafizi dan Dr. Masrur ke Dewan Seminar. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam yang satu saya ucapkan kepada para hadirin dan ahli-ahli panel kehormat kita pada hari ini. Dari Raup ke Pontian terus pula ke Kuala Perlis. Harap semua beri perhatian, mohon saya mulakan majlis. Buat pengetahuan semua, majlis kita pada hari ini ditaja oleh Encik Ahmad Azim Osman dari Syarikat Mutu Osman Sederhana Berhad dan Kedai Makan Sarah dari Kolej Teknik. Saya Siti Munira selaku pengacara majlis bagi Eventgers Forum Involvement of Person with Disabilities in Event Industry ini menjemput Saudara Muhammad Arif Muhammad Nizam dari kelas Leviosa untuk mengetuai bacaan doa. Dipersilakan.
Al-Fatihah. Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin arrahmanirrahim maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah ya Rahman ya Rahim. Hanya padamu saja kami panjatkan kesyukuranmu atas segala rahmat dan berkatmu. Bersempena dengan majlis Eventgers Talk Involvement of Persons with Disability in Event Industry ini, kami memohon inayah dan taufikmu. Kurniakanlah kesejahteraan dan kebahagiaan kepada kami. Bukakanlah hati-hati kami, lapangkanlah dada kami supaya kami dapat mengisi ilmu dan pengetahuan yang berguna untuk agama, bangsa dan negara. Kami memohon kepadamu ya Allah, agar engkau berkati majlis ini dengan limpahan rahmatmu. Semoga segala usaha kami dalam menjayakan majlis ini mendapat keredaan dan hidayahmu. Sesungguhnya pada hari ini kami berkumpul kerana-Mu ya Allah. Kami berkumpul untuk menimba ilmu dan bertukar pendapat, menyumbangkan buah fikiran, menghubungkan silaturahim dan memberikan sokongan ke arah meningkatkan lagi prestasi kami. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, kurniakanlah apa jua kepada kami kesihatan anggota, kecergasan minda, ketenangan jiwa dan kekuatan semangat. Semoga dengannya kami mampu menghadapi cabaran, berdaya saing dan mampu mengangkat martabat diri keluarga, masyarakat dan negara. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wassallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih saudara Muhammad Arif atas bacaan doa itu tadi. Hadirin sekalian, tak kenal maka tak cinta, bila dah kenal mulalah suka. Izinkan saya memberi sedikit perkenalan terlebih dahulu tentang dua ahli panel kita pada petang ini. Panel yang pertama iaitu Miss Noor Syahieda binti Shah yang merupakan Chairperson of Women Leadership Committee of Paralympic Malaysia. Manakala panel kita yang kedua iaitu Miss Yeong Foong, Lead Coordinator of United Voice. Tanpa membuang masa lagi, majlis dengan segala hormatnya menjemput Encik Muhammad Hafizi bin Zamri selaku penasihat majlis untuk memberikan ucapan sepatah dua kata.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Yang saya hormati Dr. Masrul, yang saya hormati juga panel kita pada petang ini, Miss Yeong dan juga kakak saya Miss Syahieda yang lama juga saya tak jumpa ya, dan barisan AJK dan juga para pelajar sekalian. Di kesempatan ini saya mengucapkan selamat datang kepada anda semua dan saya mengharapkan program ini memberi impak yang besar dan juga memberi sedikit orang kata mencaknakan lagi punya pemikiran tentang kelebihan orang-orang OKU ini ya, di mana sebenarnya UiTM sangat mengangkat juga golongan OKU, tak kira staff ataupun pelajar, untuk sama-sama memajukan diri dan sama-sama berjaya di kampus ini, insyaAllah. Dan di kesempatan ini juga saya ingin mengumumkan kami juga di bahagian High World Pelajar akan mengadakan program pada hari Sabtu Ahad ini bersama-sama dengan warga OKU untuk menghadiri bengkel tarian igal di mana dapat 20 orang OKU yang menaiki wheelchair ni, yang menggunakan wheelchair akan belajar tarian itu. Jadi memang fokus kepada warga OKU sahaja program tu. Jadi saya harap jika anda berpeluang untuk join kita pada Sabtu hari ini, insyaAllah boleh. Ya. So bersempena dengan topik forum pada hari ini, saya ingin mengambil kesempatan untuk ucapkan tahniah kepada pelajar semester 5 Basilik dan pelajar semester 3 kelas di Liviosa. Betul tak? Susah nak sebut nama-nama grup sekarang ni. Dulu grup lain nama Suria je, cukup. Atas kolaborasi mereka dalam menjadikan FYP yang bertemakan persons with disabilities. Ya. Jadi saya harap semua hadir pada hari ini dapat memberikan sepenuh perhatian kepada panelis forum kita yang memang saya pasti mempunyai pengalaman yang luas dealing with disabilities person, especially rakan saya di sini, Miss Shida yang memang aktif dengan Paralimpik Malaysia. Ya. Dan mungkin selepas ini pelajar juga boleh bertanya mungkin cara-cara untuk you all juga involve bersama dengan komuniti Paralimpik. Mungkin pula boleh jadi juri ke, boleh jadi volunteers ke dan sebagainya. Dan bukan hanya di peringkat sini saja, Miss Shida juga memang terlibat di peringkat dunia juga sebenarnya. Ya? Jadi tak banyak negara dah Miss Shida ni pergi. Okay? So dengan hanya berbakti kepada Paralimpik Malaysia saja, ya? Jadi you are able to travel juga sebenarnya, okay? Dan berkhidmat, right? Dan saya rasa itu saja daripada saya. Terima kasih dan harap you enjoy forum pada petang ini. Jangan tidur. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih saya ucapkan kepada Encik Mahfizi di atas ucapan ringkas beliau itu sebentar tadi. Dengan ini, majlis akan diserahkan kepada moderator kita, Noor Zahira Zulkifli, bagi meneruskan forum ini. Dengan segala-galanya, majlis menjemput Miss Syahieda dan Miss Yeong ke hadapan. Hadirin juga diingatkan bahawa sebarang soalan boleh diajukan kepada ahli-ahli panel kita di penghujung forum nanti. Terima kasih.
Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all audience today. We are discussing on our topic, the involvement of persons with disability in event industry. So this is a very interesting topic for us to discuss on, and I believe that every single one of us have our own opinions and thoughts, and that's why today we have two special guests to share with us their thoughts here. Sorry for the flowers. So the first guest we have here is Miss Noor Syahieda binti Shah, one of the Vice President of Paralympic Council Malaysia that was elected on 14 December 2019. And she is also has the experience in teaching event management students here at ITM. And how are you, Miss Shida?
Alhamdulillah, thank you very much for inviting. Ada lama tak masuk campus. After 3 months, minggu ni 2 kali tak masuk.
I see. So glad to hear that. And next up we have Miss Yeong Foong, a lead coordinator of United Voice, which is a self-advocacy society of persons with learning disabilities. How are you doing, Miss Yeong?
Okay.
Great, great.
Thank you. I feel like it's masa datang sini saya pergi melancong. Like going to outstation. Sorry, I come from Petaling Jaya.
I see.
Yeah, good.
Quite a travel.
Thank you for inviting. Yeah.
So before we go deep into our discussion here, I would like to share a little bit about persons with disabilities. So nowadays, persons with disability are also known as PWD. It's a person who suffers from a long-term physical, mental, or intellectual or sensory impairments which prevent them from participating in the society when they face any challenges. Even though the government has made few initiatives in involving the PWD to work in the industry. However, in the event industry itself, it's quite worrying, right? So I would like to ask Ms. Yeong, what are some of the efforts that have been made by United Voice in order to support persons with disabilities?
So maybe I explain a bit what we do at United
Yeah,
Voice.
sure.
Yeah. So United adalah persatuan khas untuk OKU masa pembelajaran people with learning disability. Is this okay? Okay, boleh dengar saya?
Boleh.
Thank you. Okay, so United Voice we work mainly dengan orang dewasa OKU masa pembelajaran, and we all banyak bagi support lah untuk mereka in terms of employment support. Dan di United Voice pun ada satu social enterprise lah yang provide employment kepada OKU masa pembelajaran, and we also banyak support mereka lah kalau mereka perlu employment atau dari segi lain lah, mungkin counselling atau apa lah. So that's what we do at United Voice. Okay, so what was the question really?
So is there some of the efforts that have been made by United Voice in supporting the persons?
Yeah, so that's how we support them. Yeah, employment support. So when I mentioned employment support, I'm not sure if you all have heard in Malaysia, there is something called a job coach system. Yeah, the job coach system, we work together with Jabatan Kebajikan Masyarakat (JKM) and a few other agencies, also including of human resource, to come up with this system. So in this system, we learn daripada Japan, and it's a proven system that will definitely help OKU in gaining sustainable employment. Bukan employment saja, tapi sustainable employment. So we feel that this system especially will help, especially OKU pembelajaran in gaining sustainable employment, in terms that we will give them some kind of like vocational training to do. Okay, and lepas tu we will look for bagi cari call up companies, cari employers semua, and then we will talk to employers, see what kind of employees they are looking for, what kind of tasks that's needed to be done. Then we will see, we do something called job matching. That is very important. We want to match to OKU their ability. Okay, we don't look at disability, we try to match their ability to the needs of the company, right? And if there's a good job matching, the OKU is happy, employer is happy, then they will achieve sustainable employment. Yeah.
So here we can see that United Voice has made a lot of efforts in helping persons with disability to involve in the industry, right? So for Ms. Shida, as we all aware that the National Center for Voluntary Organization defines that volunteering is some activity that require people to spend time and being unpaid, and also that involve the spending in contributing the benefits to the organization, to the environment, also the individuals. So is there any chance for persons with disability to also involve in the volunteering as well?
Opportunity for PWD, for OKU to involve in volunteering, I would say banyak, a lot. So from my perspective, I'm looking at OKU dan juga kita, not OKU. I wouldn't say OKU and normal, because OKU person are normal as well. But they are different in some of the abilities, right? So it's OKU and not OKU. So the opportunity are similar. Same like us, that we find we are looking for volunteering opportunity that match our interest. So that's what they do as well. So in my perspective, because I involve a lot in Paralympic sport. So in Paralympic sports movement, memang banyak, most of the job or most of the volunteers come from OKU, and memang nature of the job adalah on volunteering basis. Even me doing what I'm doing at Paralympic Council of Malaysia, and what I'm doing travel ke Nigeria, aku sana sini, pergi London, Birmingham and all, with the sports, para Paralympic, that is on volunteering basis as well. Right? And around me ada ramai lah rakan-rakan OKU, they become athletes, they become coaches, they do organize sports events. Right? So contoh macam in Dubai, in Kazakhstan, even in their National Paralympic Council, the staff adalah OKU staff. Even when they take volunteers, they ask volunteers from OKU punya community. So they come in as liaison officers, they come in as photographer, they come in as announcer, jadi MC, all of that are voluntary basis. And honestly, I think in OKU related field, tak tak banyak kerja yang offer full-time employment. Kebanyakan ni NGO, like Miss Yeong is NGO, Paralympic Council is NGO, so nature of NGO adalah volunteeristic. So if you ask whether there is an opportunity for OKU to become a volunteer, sangat banyak. So it's similar like for OKU and non-OKU persons.
Hello. All right. So there is a wide opportunities for everyone, despite of the disabilities, to actually participate in volunteering. So let's move on to the next question. This is an open question for both of our panels here. Do you think that events in Malaysia take the equality of attendees seriously? Do you want to go first?
But I've seen efforts being made nowadays lah. So you say events, right? But so for example, how many events do you see that will provide a sign language interpreter? Right? Right, but it's not only sign language interpreter lah. Also, you have to see also the accessibility of the event. And yeah, but I do see improvement now. A lot of buildings they try to make it accessible. Pun tak cukup, okay. But how many you see accessible, wheelchair user, accessible for the blind, accessible for different types. Because usually maybe you think okay, usually people think accessibility hanya untuk physical kan. Yeah, so as long as there's a ramp, itu cukup kan. Yeah, but sometimes the ramp also like that. Boleh kah? Your jalan also pun tak boleh jalan kan. Yeah, so how accessible is the ramp? Under lift task, okay, and then especially for wheelchair user, under toilet task. Important, no? They say mereka tak makan tak apa, pasti ada task, kan? Yeah, and all these things lah that you have to think of lah, events lah, yeah. So maybe after this you can go around see your CD assessment tak, okay, and things like that lah.
So basically, most of the venue here in Malaysia are not really disabled friendly yet, but we are working toward that.
Yeah. Also, accessibility is not only the facility. Sometimes the activity sign language interpreter, and also especially for OKU masa pembelajaran, are there sufficient signages for them to see mana tandas, mana bilik ini, mana bilik ini, and sometimes depends on the event. Kalau itu event ada certain documents or those, okay. So is something what we call easy read. Sebab mungkin ada documents are all very wordy, but then for us here we need to do easy read version for our members, especially for people in SVT. It's a lot of pictures and very simple one word sentence. That's what we call easy read documents. For example, recently we ada general election kan. So what we did was we came up with an easy read document on cara mengundi. Okay, because OKU masa pembelajaran pun ada hak untuk mengundi ya. Okay, dan tapi mereka tak, a lot of them don't come out to mengundi sebab they say they don't know how. So what we did, we did simulation exercise. We came up with an easy read document. We tell them step 1 buat ini, step 2 buat ini. So so quite a large number of them actually came up to work during this GBT, things like that. One more thing also, even before the event, whether instructions for them to even come to the event also is very very important. Like other public transportation nearby, what's the parking like, okay, what's the accessibility like, so one of the information
Understand. All right. So, Mishida, do you have any other opinions?
Okay. Moderator tanya I kan, event friendly tak untuk OKU attendees. I tanya you guys, korang punya event, OKU friendly tak? You punya FYP friendly? Siapa kata the event dia totally OKU friendly? Enggak dengar. Okay, it's true. Miss Yeong cakap, bila kita when we talk about OKU in event, we kadang-kadang we tend to look at one perspective. So confirm ada ramp, settle. Ada toilet OKU, settle. Toilet OKU pula, kalau I tanya ada berapa toilet. Right? And then talking about accessibility besar. Physically, accessibility besar. Physically, accessibility besar. Tapi bila kita cakap when we talk about OKU in event, we kadang-kadang we tend to look at one perspective. So confirm ada ramp, settle. Ada toilet OKU, settle. Toilet OKU pula, kalau I tanya ada berapa toilet. digital accessibility, all those RAM dan sebagainya. RAM pun bukan RAM dekat tempat event sahaja. But then the moment dia nak keluar daripada rumah, nak pergi event you, accessible tak? Transportation. Kalau dia bawa kereta sendiri daripada parking lot nak masuk pintu event sampai nak duduk dekat kerusi. Adakah jalan tu semua smooth running? Definition of accessible adalah bila OKU dia boleh bergerak sendiri without any assistance daripada mana dia datang sampai ke tempat event. Kalau ada dekat tempat-tempat in between tu yang interrupt dia punya movement, then that is not accessible enough. Right? So of course it's good enough kalau ada, kadang-kadang ada, ada tembok sikit with minimum assistance, they can move forward, that is still fine. But then the ideal, the most perfect accessible adalah the moment dia keluar rumah atau the moment dia keluar kereta sampai dia nak duduk dekat event you, dia boleh bergerak sendiri as an independent person. That is what accessible means. Alright, and then besides of that, that is for physical disability punya person. But what about those with vision impairment? Orang vision impairment dia boleh pergi dengar konsert tak? Kenapa tak boleh? Vision impairment, dia sama macam kita, they have the same, katakanlah 2025, 2026, BTS nak datang. You blind. It's BTS, you pergi tak? You nak pergi tak? You nak pergi. Tapi kenapa you choose not to go? Huh? Tak accessible. Memanglah, I know I blind, I cannot see pun sampai dia dance apa ke, but I can still hear. Right? So motivation wise, psychological wise, needs wise, OKU dengan non OKU, we have the same need, same motivation. Jadi it is human right untuk kita provide things that they need. Right? So dari segi in terms of accessible, providing providing things for OKU attendees, if you go to the maximum, kalau you boleh provide untuk OKU, non OKU boleh guna. Tapi kalau you do things yang cukup je untuk orang bukan OKU, OKU tak boleh guna. So that is breach of human right already. Right? Dan lepas tu talking about attendees lagi, cakap pasal blind. Lepas tu what about attendees yang ada hearing impairment? Kita ada tak sign language interpreter? Right? Kita ada tak signage? Ada tak screen? Right? Yang itu pada hari event. Sebelum hari event kita kena buat apa? Sebelum event day, tujuh promotion kan? Kita buat marketing. Adakah kita punya promotion dan marketing accessible? Adakah promotion dan marketing kita promote dekat OKU yang macam, hey come, our event OKU nanti. Kita punya website, kita punya IG, adakah OKU friendly? Okay, and then one thing is kadang-kadang kita we don't tell the OKU yang, hey, come to our event, we have all this facility, so they don't know. And actually that's true because bukan pada event saja, it includes all elements of tourism, sports, leisure, recreation. Sometimes OKU tak nak pergi because macam, alamak kalau aku pergi nanti ada tak those facilities for me. Right? Kalau dia pergi, tiba-tiba tak ada ramp ke, tak ada apa ke, nanti macam lah. Right? And then what else? Also talking about OKU and event, I would like to invite you guys untuk tengok, jangan jadikan OKU tu sebagai a trouble in organizing event. Dan jangan juga gunakan OKU sebagai clickbait untuk event. Yang we do fundraising for OKU, we do charity for OKU. Right? So OKU tu dia jadi macam features. Okay? So organize event that but includes OKU. Make sure your event accessible for OKU attendees as well. So jangan gunakan OKU tu sebagai simpati. Because in a lot of situations, sometimes they don't need the sympathies, they need action yang betul really include them into the event or into the society. Right? So same goes macam employment tadi kan, employment dalam event. Sometimes we don't need macam honestly, there are some organisation even in Malaysia, NGO organisation yang kita kena ada satu jawatan, kena ada quota untuk OKU person. Right? If we come with the mindset yang OKU pun just the same person, we don't need the quota. Maksudnya they have equal chances to get employed, equal chances to be in the position, equal chances to be in the event. Sama macam orang lain. So that is the maximum that as governments do.
So basically, in handling event that we want to involve person with disability, there are many questions that we have to ask ourselves, rather than just the ramp and the toilet itself. It's more than that. Okay.
And the best thing is if you can get the OKU person to be a part of the organizing team, then that is a perfect model of event, because bila you nak buat apa-apa, facilities ke website apa ke, you have reference yang dalam the organisation sendiri yang boleh validate, oh facilities ni okay tu tak okay, you need to have this, you need to have that. So that is inclusion in event. So daripada the moment event nak organize event sampailah habis, you consider OKU as of our event.
That is a very insightful sharing that we got from both our panels, and I believe this is going to be more interesting as we go forward. And I want to continue the question to Ms. Yeong. As we know, the most common industry for a person with disability to involve in are food and beverages like Starbucks, KFC. That we know there are many of their employees are persons with disabilities. So, what are some of the ways that we can do in order to engage PWD in event industry itself? Because most of the PWD works in F&B industry.
Actually, not only that, they are also involved in a lot of industry. Also depends on the category of the PWDs. I mean, they are people who apply who are well-known lawyers, people who are physical or deaf. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Testing. Okay. Test. Okay.
Test.
Saya very smooth kan? Okay, actually depends. Depends lah. So there actually not only F&B, ada banyak industri lah yang mereka terlibat dalam. Like I mentioned, some also lawyers, working banks and those things lah. So you say involve them in the event industry. I think event industry is very there's a lot, right? It's huge, right? So it's not whether they can be involved or whether how you all see they can be involved, because there's many different things that they can do. So also depends on the disability and not depends on disability, depends on their ability. Yeah. So number one, we must recognize that what she say, mereka ada hak untuk bekerja. Yeah, according to Akta OKU, you all know we have Akta OKU, yeah, 2008. Yeah, so according to Akta OKU, so hak bekerja. And also according to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, which our Akta OKU is based on, is their right to work. So you have to recognize they have the right to work, and we have to see okay, which work they are suitable in. Maybe some are very good in admin, some maybe they are good in organizing. Some are good in seeing certain details. Maybe you need a floral arrangement. So that's different lah. It's just that you all need to be open to see, oh, maybe this one, okay, they can do, yeah, and this one they can do, this one they can do. And so if you are not so sure, it's okay, right? That's where we job coaches come in. Let's say, advertise a bit from job coaches, yeah. So please come cari saya. Okay, so don't worry, that's where we job coaches come in. Usually when an employer, they are interested, but they are not sure, they will talk to me. I will say, okay, let me come in, discuss with you, what kind of jobs as well, and I can recommend, ini sesuai untuk ini, OKU, maybe physical, or ini sesuai untuk OKU, pembelajaran, and then from there we can discuss and things like that. So there's many possibilities for them to work. Yeah.
Understandable, because people, even we as normal, like a non-OKU, we also not really good in one thing. Like we're not good in everything. There's something that we really can work on. It's just the same thing that goes on for the persons with disabilities, right? It's just like we have to give them the opportunity to show themselves and to give a try. So to Ms. Shah, since you have Okay, so Ms. Syahieda, since you have hosted and organized several Paralympic events, which country is the most disabled friendly and what was the most memorable experience in handling the Paralympic events?
Right. I would say I really thank you very much to the PWD movement, to the sports movement. Honestly, I joined participate in OKU punya sports pun bukanlah kata accidental, but then unintentionally during when I was your age. Berapa tahun umur korang? In 2009. So, huh? No, I don't know. So 2009, my first involvement when I was a student, masa the Eventgers 2009, I get into a volunteering program. Jadi volunteer for one sports event. That was 2007, and then 2009 I buat internship dengan Paralympic Council of Malaysia. So during that time instead of 3 months punya internship, I did it for about 5 to 6 months. But ada event banyak sangat sports event back to back, so I stay there, and then lepas ada kita pun sambung kerja, and up until now it lasted for like 40 years already now, right? And the banyak dah city I visited, so thank you very much to the Paralympic movement and all the activities punya surrounding. I've been to Dubai, London, pergi Nigeria, pergi Malawi, sampai pergi Nepal. It's places that I think if I don't do sports, I won't go. So lagi Nigeria buat apa kan seorang-seorang? Pergi Malawi like buat apa? Right? And then Dubai every year, it's my second home. So the question is, the most disabled friendly city, I would say Dubai. Right? Specifically Dubai. And second, I think would be London. London has the best Paralympic Games in history so far in 2012. They really hit the apa ni, legacy punya concept. Right? Because one thing about organizing Olympic and Paralympic sports, the city has to leave one big legacy. So the legacy that London created is diorang bangunkan satu city, satu township baru with the biggest mall in Europe. And then tempat tu macam tempat jin bertendang masa puncak alam dulu. So now there's this like, like with the huge international hub transportation with the biggest mall in Europe. So that's called Stratford. Dekat London. So that's a legacy. So I think that's walaupun dia London, but then I think it's still a second compared to Dubai. Because one thing about Dubai is the governing body is very good. Kalau you Google, you cari Fazza, F-A-Z-Z-A, the Crown Prince of Dubai. He is still available, I think. Handsome. And kaya raya. Every year, he will fork out. He will fork out some money hantar ke Dubai Club for People with Determination. So dekat Dubai, dia punya Paralympic Council lah, and they have one center. They call it PWD juga, tapi instead of people with disabilities, they call it people with determination. So that center every year dari Oktober sampai March akan organize semua sukan yang wujud dalam Paralympic sports back to back every 2 weeks daripada Oktober sampai March. So every year Fazam conference dia akan set up in money, you have to do it. How can you buat event ni? And daripada satu one small sports club yang besar macam AV8 ni je, now they have their own stadium. Right? And depan stadium tu, depan the club ada their own metro station. Right? And one good thing about Dubai, dia flat je dia punya geography kan, very flat. So pergilah pasar lama dia ke ceruk mana pun, wheelchair accessible. So we always go out, bawa kawan-kawan wheelchair, pergi jalan semua, pergi pasar, even like the old township kan, memang accessible. And with the public transport and dari segi event organizing pun, I really praise them because in their event organizing, they're organizing sports event for para head kan, dia punya head dia adalah OKU sendiri. So if you see, United Voice, dia punya konsep tadi, one quote yang I baca that I like very much is don't do dia macam don't do something about us but without us. So you jangan nak fight for OKU without including the OKU. Yes. So jangan acak-acak buat event ni untuk OKU tapi tak ada OKU pun dalam tu. Right? So that's what Dubai did. Dia punya head of the event. Okay. Of course dia on wheelchair, dia tak mampu lah nak pergi pasar nak panjat tangga, panjat banner bagai. But then they provide the direction for the people yang kerja dengan dia. You need to do this, we need to have this. This is what disabled people like. This is what they need dan sebagainya. Right? And even the photographer, dia punya cleaner OKU. Performance OKU. They bring in audience daripada sekolah kanak-kanak OKU to see, to bagi vision yang you guys as a kids OKU, you ada kekurangan, but then this is what you can do in the future. You boleh become athletes dan sebagainya. Right? And tapi there's one thing that I would like you invite to see as well, because macam myself, I get along with OKU yang bersukan. Anyone dekat sini ada sports person? Active sports. You tahu, you active kan? So you kawan-kawan yang lain, you tahu kawan-kawan you yang sports ni dia buas, dia lasak sikit kan? Yes. So that's the challenge for ourselves as well bila kita organize event untuk sports dan non-sports OKU. Because sports OKU, dia memang sama macam korang lah, dia aktif. So you campak dekat mana-mana pun, dia boleh survive. But OKU yang tidak involved dalam sport, they will need additional support. Right? So sometimes I heard this from OKU friend as well yang tidak bersukan. So dia kata if you ada kawan-kawan OKU around you yang macam Superman yang semua benda atas muka bumi dia boleh buat, jangan assume that ada OKU should be like that as well. Right? So some OKU they can be independent, tengok pada lifestyle dia, but some OKU cannot, so they need support. And then so the best memorable things about working with PWD, of course, the people, it's different organizing. I do pernah buat sports event for para athletes dan juga non-OKU athletes. I tak pergilah yang dekat non-OKU itu. Right? So the humbleness, the humility, the support with each other, and then we know that we need to support, we need to help people, and we need support from people. We need to give support, we need to take support as well. So dia jadi harmony the relationship. So that's what I appreciate. And every time pergi event with OKU, dia jadi macam tempat muhasabah diri. Yang macam you kata you normal, you have 2 legs, 2 hands. Kita rasa I sudah I perfect, but can you carry 300 kilos? I boleh angkat 20 kilo je pergi event tu. Nak acah-acah macam no. Someone, a friend, OKU friend, without legs, berat badan dia 40 kilos, dia boleh angkat 150 kilo bawah. So dia jadi macam, who am I to doubt their ability? Right? That's what Miss Yeong said. If we put aside their disabilities, dia sama. So the questions now is, tengok pada ability dia instead of dia punya disabilities. Sometimes they're greater than us. Kalau tengok OKU overseas, they manage their own hotels, ada business sendiri, they are software system developers, right? Kerja dekat bank. So bila compare between countries and between friends and dari different nations, sometimes sebenarnya akan patah balik pada governance dan juga kepada kita ni yang orang-orang lain yang non OKU ni, how do we accept them, how do we include them, how do we welcome them into life yang kita perceive, oh this is how normal life should be.
Hello? Okay. So that is a very interesting sharing we got from Miss Syahieda, and I really hope that I can be there too to actually have an eye-opening experience in dealing with the person with disabilities. So in order for me to maybe in the future to be in the same field, what are some of the things that me or maybe the community can do in order to help the person with disability, or maybe something that we need to focus on in order to work with them? Maybe, Abhisan can go first or either one, yeah.
To continue from what Shah, can you all hear me?
Yes.
One thing. Hello, boleh. Hello. Saya yang. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What can we do to what, right? I think like what you mentioned, no teach or definitely different support. So what we need to do for us ourselves, maybe we change our mindset first, right? So my first question is, what do you think is the disability? Just now you mentioned the definition of disability. I think it's according to the UNCRPD United Nations, right? And one of the things they say is the attitudinal and the barrier and the environment. So what do you think is the disability? Kan? I leave a question to you all. You want to know? Come and talk to me. Yeah. Sorry. Another thing.
It is true. To define disability, to understand it in a social context, dia perlukan a deeper understanding. So it's not just a definition disability. It's really, if you want to know what really is, let me come.
Also, advertising a bit. United Voice, we also do what we call DET, disability equality training. We train corporate companies, we train public in general to challenge your thoughts, to challenge your to rethink what is disability, yeah, things like that. And but number one, we have to recognize people with disability are all individual. Okay, the support you give one person might be different from support you give another person. So recognize their individuality, right? Recognize their ability. Don't let their disability say, oh, I stop you already. Oh, oh, got this person got disability. Mungkin tak boleh buat ini, tak boleh buat itu. Yeah, so we have to recognize, okay, we can see apa yang mereka boleh buat. All these things lah. So that's called changing the mindset, society mindset, and things like that lah. Okay, and they mentioned a barrier. Sometimes the barrier is that maybe there's no rent, or maybe there's not enough information, or other things. Those are what we call barriers. Okay, if we remove certain barriers, can they participate just as everyone else? Can they? But you say, can, if you remove those barriers, and usually, just don't think, you have to specially do all this just for OKU. It's not. Okay, what is good for the OKU is also good for others. Okay, the things that the accessibility things, or the what we call reasonable accommodation that you all think, have to do extra for OKU. It's not. It's also what is good for OKU is also good for others. You have to rent. It's not only for OKU. People who are pregnant, people who have cramp, younger children, all those things. So that is something what we call universal design. There's something called universal design. Yeah, it's not the accessory there is not only for OKUs, it's for all. So we have to think like that. Yeah, what is good for OKUs is good for everyone else. Things like that. Yeah.
I agree. So, Michelle, do you have any other opinions on what the community should do or what we can do in order to support that?
For me, one thing that I learned myself as well adalah to remove the kesian tu.
Sympathy.
Sympathy. Bukanlah macam tak boleh kesian, tapi jangan jadikan dia the first thing, the main thing. Macam, alah kesian OKU tu susah. Ataupun buat something, buatlah ni kesian kat diorang. No. Because it's not the issue of kesian. Helping them, supporting them, providing them what they need adalah human right. They should get it. They should have it. So kenapa nak buat sebab kesian? Sebab ada first place benda tu memang kewajipan. Right? Macam tolong mak baju, tolong masak, macam kesian lah mak, tolong. No, it's not about kesian, it's kewajipan. Kau duduk dalam rumah tu kan, sama-sama duduk, sama-sama masak, sama-sama cuci baju, buat assignment. Tolonglah kawan aku, kesian dia buat sorang-sorang. Right? So it's not about kesianing. Kesianing. It's not about kesianing, it's about kewajipan that we have to provide to everyone. And it's also come from empowerment, to trust that our OKU friends, our OKU surrounding, our OKU friends, they have the same ability as us. So why do we put the disability first dekat depan orang, right? And secara filosofikalnya, when we say like disabled people ataupun people with disability, right? Disabled people, maksudnya orang yang telah di-disable. Siapa yang disable dia? Ada remote control, disable. Right? So when we talk about people with disability, contohnya dia tak ada kaki. Right? Adakah tak ada kaki tu disable dia? Is that disability? Ataupun social yang disable dia, tak ada rem. Dia dah tak ada kaki. Dia accident, or memang dia lahir tak ada kaki kan? So whose fault? Dia punya fault ke? Salah Tuhan ke? Ataupun apa ke? But nobody punya fault. Memang itu physical dia. So sekarang ni the question is, what does he or she need dalam condition tu? Macam mana kita nak membolehkan dia bergerak independently supaya dia tak jadi burden, dan orang pun tak rasa macam burden lah, tak ada kaki, nak kena tolong angkat dan sebagainya. So it is a human right untuk make sure that semua orang dalam apa-apa condition pun, tak ada kaki ke, tak ada tangan ke, boleh nampak ke, tak boleh dengar ke, boleh cakap ke, dia lemah pembelajaran ke apa ke, we have to make sure that they can live daily life without all these barriers and with the minimum support kalau boleh. Sebab support itu memang not okay, you pun we always need support. Right? Siapa raba? You are partially okay. Kalau badan, if you still can wear spec, dia belum okay lagi lah. Unless kalau betul-betul dah tak boleh fit, tak boleh pakai spek, dan you're okay. We need support kan? Rasa, right? Tiba-tiba you sakit hari ni, main bola, kaki terpeleot, tak boleh jalan. You are temporarily okay you. Ada ke yang terpeleot kaki? Kita tak perli tau, kita tak. You need support. Tiba-tiba nanti when you get married, you're pregnant. You boleh jalan macam orang biasa ke, laju menolong ke? You are temporary. I'm not saying that pregnant woman, elderly ni adalah OKU. Of course secara dalam termsnya they are not OKU. But then kondisi tu, dia lain daripada daily ability biasa yang membolehkan kita live sebagai biasa. Jadi like what Ms. Yeong said, whatever that we can do at the maximum to provide for the OKU, everyone else can enjoy. With the bare minimum untuk orang yang bukan OKU tak boleh guna, then we have problem with human rights. Kita tak provide the tempat. Elderly, makin tua nanti, we also need OKU punya facilities. Okay. Toilet dekat hospital besar ke kecil? Kenapa? Wheelchair, tak sihat, sakit, and then everyone can use the facility. Dalam hospital, if they can differentiate, ni tandas OKU, tandas tak OKU, then there will be some trouble with them. Sebab orang sakit, they need the facilities yang sama untuk OKU. Abilities dia dah lain sikit, keupayaan dia lain sikit daripada kita punya normal setting. Right? And yes, remove the sympathy, buat sebab wajib. Lepas tu remove pandangan kepada dia disable. Instead tengok pada ability dia. Right? I have friends yang bila kita buat event, kawan-kawan disable yang atas wheelchair tu yang tolong pasang kabel, connect the cable, kita ada sistem dan sebagainya, pasang TV, naikkan backdrop, they are the one to do it. Right? So kalau kita tengok dia macam mak kesiannya, dia pakai wheelchair, tak payahlah pasang kabel tu. So kita macam challenge macam, kau pakai wheelchair, you are not fit to do this job. Right? Sedangkan kita yang tak pakai wheelchair pun ada, siapa yang nak tolong pasang kabel, boleh semua orang tolong pasang kabel, panjat tangga, And so that's why I said we are on the same condition. Cuma ability kita yang berbeza. It doesn't matter what their disability is.
Agree. Like when Ms. Yeong said that we have to look at them as individual, like to accommodate what their needs and all that. Like there's many venues generally. We can see that they really do the accessibility for person with disability only like a certain area, not like the whole. So it's quite saddening to actually accommodate them but not really help them like sepenuhnya like that, right? So what actually motivates Miss Yeong or Miss Shida to work in this environment with person with disability? Is there anything that actually drives you to work with them?
Okay. For me, sebab I itulah kan I buat disclaimer lah. Whatever that I mentioned, whatever that I shared might not necessarily be representing the whole OKU ataupun the whole NGO about OKU. But then like, macam cakap, I just specific dengan Paralympic sport. So it's sometimes it's a different setting daripada kalau nak represent the whole OKU community. Because yang satu feedback yang I dapat daripada I did the disability equality training ya. So that's what the person said. Kalau I bekerja dengan atlet I lasak. Right? So I cannot compare yang kawan I ni boleh buat, kenapa dia tak boleh buat? Cannot. And it's really by observing them, I understand when to give, and then I understand that disability is just what they own. Dia ada disability, I ada disability, saya mata tak nampak kalau tak pakai spek, right? So how to accept people as they are and look at the good perspective, look at the ability, what they can do instead of what they cannot do. I think that's also apply pada semua orang lah. When we look at people, look at what they can do instead of macam what they cannot do. And then being able to give, being able to support. When to give is also important because when we work with OKU, jangan sinti yang pegang dia punya wheelchair. Kalau orang blind, jangan terus ambil sini pegang, saya tolong pipingkan. Right? Treat them as an individual, they have their own space as well. They have their own bubble. So if you want to help, tanya, can I help? If they said no, it's okay, then back off. Jangan, tak pernah ambil lagi tu tolong. Because they live as an individual as well. If they need help, they will say they will help. I think OKU is very honest. If they need help, they will ask. Or if you offer, they will support. But if they don't need help, then just like any other person, I don't need help. I'm okay on my own, so they are okay. Right? So just be alert and be willing to support. Be willing to help. But don't force them to accept your help.
I've encountered like few incidents. Maybe when we meet a person with disability, sometimes we macam exaggerate to help them. Like they've been living in that condition for a lifetime, so they know when they need help and when they don't need help. So we don't have to like, saya tolong. That's quite like macam maybe they take it personally, macam am I a burden or something, like why people keep trying to help me, something like that. So this is a very like eye-opening session we have here. I hope it gives us a wider like perspective and also the definition of what person with disability is and what we can help, and also in order to include them in the society, because as mentioned, we actually have to see their ability instead of their disabilities. So I want to like open a Q&A session to our audience. If you have any questions to ask to any of our panel, you can do so.
Just sharing about ability, kan? This is out of Eventgers sports. I do have, like I said, kawan-kawan yang around my OKU friends, they are athletes. Diorang lasak yang buas. Dia masuk, kaki ada sebelah je, pakai kaki ada sebelah je, dia pakai crutches. Dia pergi hiking, pergi waterfall, panjat bukit pakai wheelchair. They cross, you know how big Australia is? Daripada one end to one end on wheelchair. And sometimes if they go to places yang tak provide lift, tak provide elevator for wheelchair, they don't mind. They naik escalator tu kat wheelchair dia. So you don't have to tell them, bahaya lah jalan ni. Because the question is, kalau wheelchair naik escalator bahaya, do you provide me with the right facilities or not? And sometimes ada lift, tapi orang lain berebut nak guna. So macam, okay, guna. So we will make do with whatever we have. Right? So that's how far they can go. Like you said, they have been living in that condition for so long. So they will find a way. So when kita question, ni tak bahaya, ni bahaya lah, tak selamat lah, why you do this, do that. So the question will be, adakah kita bagi apa yang they deserve, what they deserve. So if you don't give it, they survive on their own.
Agree. So like again, thank you so much for the sharing. Like that is a very interesting experience that we can't really get personally. You know, that's why we have here the sharing session so that we can have a more wide and the one eye-opening session here together, sharing about their experience because they handle persons with disability like in hand. You know, because we don't really, me personally, I don't really deal with persons with disabilities, so I cannot say much. Hence, the sharing session is much really meaningful to me, and I guess it's really meaningful to all the audience as well. So I want to open a Q&A session to any of the audience if you have any questions to ask to any of our panel.
Is there any possible ways for the nation as a whole to discard the word disabilities and use another term of word that can glorify themselves and community to accept them as equal and as normal as others? So no words of disabilities. Okay, you orang kelebihan upaya, orang kurang upaya. Like maybe new terms to make us feel equal, I guess.
Actually, if you are okay about disability, atau orang kurang, actually by right is orang kurang upaya lah, which is in the atau OKU, and in general most of them are okay, orang kurang upaya. Kenai upaya, maybe they don't really appear. But like I say, usually depends on the OKU themselves. We shouldn't assume. Yeah, I think just now when you say, shouldn't assume that they need help. So for us as non OKU, yeah, we shouldn't assume that we feel that's best for them. So just ask them, are they okay with the disability? I think most of them are okay. And but it's just that you say we just need things that happens that will include everyone. It will include everyone lah. So if you say, is there thing to take away? I think no. But there are people that are working on to really improve lah. Like atau OKU is not the best thing, so there are people. I'm sorry to say that, but it does get JKM to start working, right? But there are people working on improving all these things. Yeah, improving the condition and everything, especially for people with disability. There's also something I want to mention. I'm not sure if you all have heard of this term ableism. Huh? You heard of maybe you heard of racism, you heard of other things, but there is actually a term called ableism, which is okay. I think all of us also have some form of ableism that we assume. Ableism means you all can Google that a lot of them assume that people with disability are inferior to us, and so we assume they always need help. Then that's where the sympathy comes out and all those things. So it's something like that maybe you realize, maybe what I'm doing this one is ableism. I assume that the OKU cannot do this. I assume that OKU really needs our help. I assume that OKU needs about 5,000 ringgit. Charity, things like that, or even some of the terms, even the language that we use. We like to say sometimes when we think that someone is not very good, we say, this person must be blind. Apa salah kurang blind lah. This person must be deaf. But we are actually not being very kind to the deaf lah. Things like that. So sometimes for us it starts with the language that we ourselves use. Things like that. I'm also guilty of it. Yeah, I'm also learning, so don't worry. Okay, same here. Yeah, so but at least be aware there's this ableism, So you do a check up. Sometimes it starts with the language that we use. Yeah. Sometimes there's also something which I call internal ableism. The OKU themselves, also think themselves are a burden. Oh saya susahkan orang lain. Oh saya tak dapat kerja sebab saya I'm not skillful enough. This is also what you call internal egoism. They themselves think that they are not so good. So we have to encourage them and say, no, no, it's not because, you tell us, you are not a burden to people. Yeah, it's a society needs to wake up to help support you. Things like that. Yeah.
Should everyone answer?
Yes, I agree with Miss Yeong cakap. There is one time I think pernah kot kita try tukar OKU tu instead of orang kurang upaya jadi orang kelainan upaya. So dia nampak lah macam I'm not kurang, I lain. Macam tu kan? So, it sounds good. Tapi dalam akta kita memang OKU tu memang dah define as orang kurang upaya. And kadang-kadang I think this is not only for OKU but tengok social secara keseluruhan kan. Sometimes lah I understand juga my OKU friends, dia tak malu ataupun dia tak takut guna OKU tu sebab that gives them privilege. Our people ada parking OKU pun we use, masuk parking OKU kan. Ada toilet OKU kalau emergency macam masuk je lah tak ada orang. Right? So by title OKU tu, sometimes they have to do it to claim what's supposed to be theirs. Right? Kalau dia remove macam kata kalau dah tak ada terms OKU kan, maksudnya semua orang equal. Can we be fair? Boleh tak kita dahulukan OKU guna toilet? Boleh tak kita dahulukan parking for the OKU? Sometimes kita pun bila kata equal kita jadi macam kata sama, tu sama lah semua orang. Kan? Itu baru OKU, belum lagi saya cakap pasal gender equality. Siapa sini fight for gender equality? Kalau lelaki kena angkat 50 kilo, perempuan kena must be able to angkat 50 kilo saja. Kata equal. I don't know. That is from my personal right? Maybe that's not the direction is, but then example, kenapa sometimes it's good to have bukanlah nak label kan, but then to recognize them, orang kurang upaya, because ada certain area in their life that they need to use that to support them. Sebab it's a human nature, tak tahu human nature ke culture kita tu, bila orang tu tak ada special title, kita cakap sama je kan. So if they need to use that to claim their rights, then allow them to use that. And talking about disability, ini pun tak tahu lah, mungkin my friends, sebab orang tadi saya cakap yang okay tu yang buat saya lasak tadi kan, they are the one that can make fun of themselves. Diorang je yang boleh buat lawak pasal kecacatan dia. So you don't, we don't, right? Dia boleh gelakkan kawan dia tak ada kaki sebelah. Macam pendengar tak tu, dia jerit kat telinga kawan dia kurang pendengaran. So only them can make fun of each other's condition. Dia kadang-kadang dengar tu macam mulut pun celokang gitu kan. But they do, because I think at certain level they already accept who they are. So dia dah tak rasa sentak tu kata tu. But then we don't. Please don't. Right? Nanti dia jadi something else. And then what else? I think itulah kot Miss Wan cakap tadi, start off with the mindset. It is a long journey nak ubah acceptance ataupun openness towards OKU. Even in our culture pun kadang-kadang OKU, anak OKU disimpan di rumah. We don't tell people that I have OKU kids. And then we differentiate, apa ni, kalau OKU tak payahlah buat ni, kesian dia, kerja ni heavy. Macam itulah dia jadi ableism. Prefer able body, non-OKU compared to OKU. But it starts with mindset.
Thank you for answering the questions. Thank you for asking that. So do we have any other questions from any other audience? Yeah.
What improvement do you think event industry need to do so that more people with disability can build their career in event industry? Okay, thank you.
for event industry, honestly, I find it like I said, walaupun I kerja dengan OKU, tak adalah kata I manusia paling baik ataupun ke bumi ni, yang tak ada langsung discrimination, tak ada judgement apa sebagainya kan. I'm talking from this perspective that I understand OKU and I understand the event industry as well. So event industry, kita yang tak OKU ni pun kadang-kadang kita separuh mati. It's hard, it's pretty hard. Depends pada what kind of event we do. Tapi of course, if we understand the event management process, bukan semua steps ataupun bukan semua kerja dalam event tu yang kena physically able. Bukannya semua orang kena panjat tangga pasang banner, right? Bukannya semua orang kena keluar buat marketing. There are some jobs that I think kalau kita melihat ability, we can recruit people with disabilities. Nak buat design, photography, right? Buat admin work, documentation, right? Customer service, marketing, promotion, website, IT. You know, kerja-kerja yang back office. I think if event industry can look at the person from their ability and empower them and boleh berani lah, take the challenge, take the risk to break the stigma yang kalau nak kerja event kena orang yang macam ni. Then that will have to bring in more PWD into the event industry. Same goes like how Paralympic sports is organized with a lot of disabled in the organization. So same as like to event industry, event yang lain.
You want to add on anything, Lisa?
I think mostly what no, I say no. Okay, say and also yeah, to be open now. And also I think one word is acceptance. We cannot acceptance lah. Just accept them for who they are and see how they can not see how we can help them. See how they can help you know, especially in doing some work. Yeah. OKU also can be an asset to the company. Yeah. Something where we call a reasonable accommodation, right? So maybe some jobs you think, it's taking a lot. Maybe employer A is taking a lot of time for employer A to do, right? But maybe when you hire OKU, the OKU can really concentrate on doing it. The employer A is free to work in other stuff. So something like that. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, and things like that. So like say, number one, maybe the awareness. So if you are all in the event industry, maybe you can also organize something like this. You know what you organize this one. Okay, bring all the players together, event management. Okay, have awareness about people with disability. Okay, that will be good. And then number two, you know, you're interested. Okay, do the DED training with them. Okay, it's also good. It's like it's no capacity building for the staff, right? And also it's good also for morale and things like that. A lot of companies now are into diversity and inclusion team. So it's good. Okay, and number three, of course, first job process like us, you know, then we can also help consultation. Yeah, see if there's anything that can be done to support OKU staff in in whatever we can do, things like that.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes.
If I can share a bit what happened with our OKU friends currently dengan employment issue kan, I think you guys pun ramai yang buat Grab. Ada yang buat Grab? Ada kan? So what happened with our OKU friends right now is that they're having trouble doing Grab work. Masa awal-awal Grab ada, so it's easy. They can just sign up register, so get their vehicle pergi check bagai-bagai. So if the vehicle is healthy, they are okay, they ada license, they can drive. But I think recently they had trouble with the, tak tahu lah polisi dari Grab ataupun dari JPJ ke sama macam mana. Now they have the restriction yang macam bukanlah discriminate, but they are taking extra precaution with OKU driver. Yeah. So now there is some extra steps for OKU driver to get permit ataupun license to drive untuk bawa Grab. Right, so there is a question juga lah kat sini. I heard this from a friend as well. So they start questioning. Kalau you boleh bagi kita driving license, mengatakan yang kita competent untuk drive our car. So why does kalau I nak buat Grab, I need another assessment? Iya.
Grab they have program khas untuk driver OKU yang deaf punya. So today I know they have about 50, 60 deaf punya driver lah, or delivery something like that.
So this is the issue lah. I think maybe that's only for physical. But I don't know where the challenge coming from. Maybe sebab of physical, jadi nanti tak, kalau accident ke apa-apa ke emergency ke tak boleh support. That is the apa yang berlaku dalam employment PWD with employment right now.
Okay, that is really good sharing that we never know about the Grab adding the steps for person with disability to be the Grab driver. Like if they are able to get the driving license, what else need to be proved for? You know. So do you guys have any other question to be asked to our panel? Maybe any last question? And then I take it as a no. Any?
Just now, Ms. Yeong said that United Voice provide like job coaching for the person with disabilities. So, like we know that they will be working in like customer service field, like F&B and sort. Like, do you provide like them mentally too? Because like as we know that customer service field is quite challenging, even for us non-OKU. So yeah. That's my question.
School customer. Yeah, even for me also cannot. So we have to recognize like I said, individual and ability lor. Like especially for OKU pembelajaran, there's usually two things that when we talk to employers that they cannot really do. One is customer service, the other one is cashier. So because a lot of them have difficulty counting. So these things lah. So if the employer needs, then I will say sorry. Mungkin bukan untuk OKU pembelajaran, but I can tell them, oh mungkin OKU yang the visual, the blind, atau physical, or even the deaf boleh buat lah. Itu kerja lah. So you have to know like certain category of disability, certain things they can do, but also certain things they cannot do. But saying that, I won't say no lah. You know, maybe out of 100 OKU pembelajaran, maybe I can find one who really likes to talk and can do customer service. So why not? So it really depends on the individual. If you say mentally prepare them, yeah, especially for masalah pembelajaran, right? Usually, if most of the time after they graduate school from pendidikan khas atau private school or whatever, most of the time they cannot go straight to work. Dari sekolah, kerja, susah for a lot of them. So what they do is we also have something called a transition program. So in United Voice we have, so they come to us, we bring them through a 6 months transition program. Number one is mereka mesti tahu ketidakupayaan mereka. They need to also know what's their strength, also what's their weakness, a bit of communication, and especially for masa pembelajaran, how to express their feelings. Kebanyakan mereka tak tahu bagaimana nak express their feelings appropriately, right? So these kind of things, we also give them some vocational training. Yeah, then after that we do assessment. Kalau we feel they are okay, ready to work, then we try to help them find kerja di luar, things like that. So for most of them, that's right. Doing things, learning skills, okay, no problem. Mostly is how they communicate dengan their supervisors atau rakan kerja lah. Those are things lah.
Thank you, Ms. Yeong. So before we end our discussion today, is there any last word that you want to say before we end?
There is one more question.
Oh, all right. Yes, sir. Yes.
I'll help. Okay, we just want to know, people with disabilities, learning disabilities, sometimes they are very bad at academic because they are very, but suddenly when we give them some sort of racket, balls or something, they are becoming very good, sometimes genius in sports. Why is that thing happening?
Because they are genius. Yes, I would say not all. Mungkin a lot of OKU pembelajaran academy-wise really very bad. Yeah, I have 100 over ahli in United Voice. Mungkin kebanyakan mereka, I think 80% pun tak pass SPM. Yeah, some okay, some maybe they other degree, other diploma semua. So it really depends academically wise lah. Yeah, but if you say oh past time bracket all those they are good also depends lah. kan? You pass me racket or what also I might not be good, but you pass to her then she's good. But I say it really depends on the ability. Yeah. Okay. So like people with Down syndrome they have certain things they can do, certain things they can do. People autism. Pernah dengar autism kan? Very famous, right? People with autism also what we call on the spectrum. They can be from one end of the spectrum. Academic wise, they cannot study, but there are also people on the other end of the spectrum. Wow, boleh dapat PhD. Ada orang autism, I know doctorate already. So really depends. Some of them, they think that they are genius but cannot draw. I have some of them. They look at something, you show them a scenery, all those just look at it for 1 minute. Lepas tu balik rumah, they can draw with all the details. They call it gifted or very good memory, photographic memory. So really depend very much. Yeah, I say their spectrum a lot. So like I say individual. Yeah. I also hope to discover, yang boleh pick up racket and straight back. I introduce to you, yeah.
If I can top up sikit on that kan, honestly, ni bukan di Malaysia saja, in general everywhere. People with disabilities adalah golongan group of people that are prone to poverty dan juga missing out education. Right? Maybe the nature of the how they were brought up ataupun perception of the society. Like I said tadi, kadang-kadang bila ada anak OKU tu kita cakap tak payahlah pergi sekolah, tak payahlah belajar tinggi-tinggi, tak payah do ni, tak payah that. So the exposure to that sometimes menyebabkan mereka lagi. But it's not only in Malaysia, it's everywhere. And talking about the society differences, even kalau tengok, I cannot speak of PWD secara keseluruhan, but yang around me adalah from sports punya friends kan. Even compare the athletes from Asia dengan from European, this European punya OKU athletes, they are at the higher punya education. They run their own business, they do IT. So education wise they are ni. Betul tak? Kadang-kadang bila I make it sense on my own, Asia punya culture kita banyak kesian. Kan? So European they're very straightforward, you do whatever you want. So they really can do whatever they want. They can learn. Dia pergi sekolah, dia susah apa, dia tak malu. Kita banyak malu, banyak sympathy, so we tend to a bit tertutup sikit. Jadi potential for poverty untuk losing dalam education tu banyak. Right? And sports pun kadang-kadang besides of talent, sports adalah rehab program sebenarnya untuk OKU. So bagi Paralympic sports sendiri, the first intention, the first wujudnya Paralympic sports tu sebenarnya untuk support army, tentera masa World War dulu. Masa World War tu, it starts from UK, dekat UK. So all tentera yang terjun, payung terjun, patah pinggang, tak boleh gerak, on wheelchair, kaki hilang semua, sport adalah therapy. So sometimes they are not good at education because they miss out and all, but they are good with their body, with physical. So maybe that's how they channel dia punya. Kita pun kan tak semua orang pandai biometry, I'm not good at it, but of course we are good at something else. So it's just natural that we are lacking in one part, we can do something.
That's a really good answer for that, I guess. Does that answer your question? Is that okay, so I guess we have. Doktor boleh ada badminton tak?
So I guess we have come to an end of our discussion today. And yes? Is there another question? Yeah, sure.
Last question.
Yeah,
So
sure, no
actually,
problem.
we just ended our final year project, right? Untuk hari sambutan OKU Junior. So we have some along the journey tu, we buat research about with people with disability lah. And then macam me personally, for the bukan macam untuk menghasilkan the project, right? So masa tu like I found out macam very smallest thing yang kita maybe tak perasan is actually macam problem OKU. Macam contoh kita tak kata macam ni for me lah personally, like I just realise that macam kalau orang OKU naik bus ataupun dia ada like deaf kan. So macam bila sampai ke station tu dia tak announce pun which station. So kalau macam me personally, I don't think, macam tak terfikir pun, oh it's the problem, macam bila tu baru ni. So may I know sebenarnya in our government, siapa yang, which body or siapa yang kita kena approach untuk work for the facility sebenarnya, macam for the accessibility untuk the OKU ni, siapa yang sebenarnya like the body yang kita kena approach yang perlu work for these facilities punya terms.
Okay, for information, di bawah KPKWN, Kementerian Pembangunan Wanita dan Masyarakat, okay, ada JKN kan? Di bawah JKN got the elderly, warga mas, kanak-kanak, and also OKU. Di bawah sana, sorry, okay, there's something called JPOKU. Jabatan Pembangunan Orang Kurang Upaya. That's where most of they are in charge of semua JKN lah. Okay. But also maybe you don't approach them. Okay. Di bawah OKU there's actually a Majlis Kebangsaan OKU. Di bawah itu OKU. So itu Majlis Kebangsaan OKU and OKU kan. Okay. Mereka they have what we call it consists of a group of OKUs, okay, physical, blind, blah blah blah, dan mereka akan meet bersama minister, Kementerian Pengangkutan, Kementerian the housing is Kementerian Perumahan, all the Kementerian lah, transportation also, okay, and di bawah MBKOKU, mereka pun ada working groups yang work towards education, employment dan transportation. So kalau if you want to bring up that one, you need to write to that subgroup of the transportation. But you need to know who to write to lah, right? Yeah. Are you interested? Do you want to write to the person? I can give you the contact. Yeah. But basically, I think kalau you write to the Kementerian Pengangkutan and then say, okay, this is some issue, but whether they tayang you or not, I'm not so sure, right? If it's concerning OKU, then the best is to bring up to this Majlis Kebangsaan OKU lah. But of course, you need to know who are they and you need to know how to contact them, right? Yeah, this is something that's they are quite big on. Sometimes I also don't know who to contact, so I have to ask this. But I usually I work with JPOKU. United Voice we got work with JPOKU, so usually I will check with JPOKU. Oh, I have this issue. Okay, who do I contact? Who do I write to? And things like that. So comes back to maybe you can contact JPOKU. Okay, yeah. Go to the JKN website and then maybe you can get some details from there.
It hurts, but that's true. Kita ada banyak policies, kita ada akta, kita ada policies, law, procedures. Tapi jujurnya dia bukan, again, dia ayat artis kan, dia bukan dekat Malaysia je, dia dekat everywhere. 158 countries agree untuk comply dengan UN Convention for Rights of People with Disabilities, tapi banyak lagi. As per the convention was in 2006, tapi as per 2019, selepas 13 tahun the agreement and all, masih banyak country lagi tak comply. So the big issues, I did some studies lah. So the biggest issue providing things for OKU ni adalah the governance, the governing body. So siapa in the government ataupun siapa responsible party yang patutnya monitor, observe benda ni. And kalau itu pasal facilities tadi kan, I used to have a conversation dengan one person dari organisation yang patutnya menyediakan public transport untuk OKU. I tanyalah, so macam how do you maintain or how do you sustain public transport for OKU? Tapi jawapan dia masa tu memang yang membuatkan rasa macam nak tumbuk muka orang. These are the person these are the head of the department yang patutnya sediakan public transport. Tapi dia punya jawapan tu rasa macam bahasa kasar macam kata sekolah Dia rasa jawapannya, oh kalau kita buat pun OKU tak guna, so what for? Yeah. You know, so that's bukan memburukkan apa, but then that's the reality of what is happening. So we don't know siapa sebenarnya yang govern. Itu baru public transport facilities, and now I'm looking into how do we make an event inclusive. So kalau nak tanya siapa yang boleh make sure event inclusive ke tak, lagi lah belum ada. So if you need that information, you can go to JKM, but like Miss Yeong said, we don't know who would answer ataupun who can address the issue.
You go straight to rapid KL, but whether they lie on you or not also anything. That means, but good lah, then you let us know, then we got the OKU to moko sikit. So why I say that is because case study last time, like AirAsia first came up. AirAsia, I'm sorry. They know the Asia deadline, now everyone can fly. Tapi OKU tak boleh. You know, at the time, kalau they know if you're OKU, especially wheelchair user, they will ask you to sign, they will ask them to sign a form one. Form, I can't remember what the form is called, to, you know, say, oh, if anything happened to OKU, it's not AirAsia's fault. Itu sangat, it's very discrimination. So, the group of OKU, those group of OKU, mereka of course tak puas hati lah, right? So we went to Moko. We went to, last time we took LICT, now it's AA2. Last time LICT, a group of OKU went to Moko. They say, now everyone can fly, tapi bukan OKU. You know, so Moko, not really Moko lah, but Moko update cut, and then after that, you know, Tony Fernandez, you know, came up and said, okay, we hear you. Then they you know, they talk to OKU how to make the facility more inclusive of OKU. So they say, okay, take away the form, and from that onwards, we started to give the crew, initial staff, DET training, like, you know, how to handle if other passenger OKU, how to handle passenger with physical line, speedy, and so on. So sometimes I'm not saying that you need to mogo, but sometimes action needs to be taken. And like I say, the OKUs themselves are the best activists. So, you know, and thank you for bringing up the transportation, because I think transportation right is very important. It also affects, especially OKU pembelajaran, right? A lot of them also, they, you know, for various reasons they cannot learn driving. A lot of them rely on public transportation, and if there's no public transportation for them, it's very hard for them to find work. So a lot of my members, sometimes they cannot work. It's also due to transportation. So transportation is very, very important for them. Accessible transportation. Yeah.
Thank you so much for answering the question. So I think we have come to an end of our discussion, and I want to say thank you to both of our panelists here, Ms. Syahieda and Ms. Yeong, because willing to share with us their experience and their thoughts in the involvement of persons with disability and the event industry. And I hope we all get a new insights about this topic today. And with that being said, I guess we have come to an end of our forum and discussion. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum.
Let's get out of topic. Like, we're just inviting you guys. Of course, I would like to invite you guys sebagai Eventgers. So after this, like, try to normalize that. Macam bahasa very normalize. Sekarang banyak orang guna normalize. So normalize kan untuk include OKU in your event. Right? Like I said, don't do it out of sympathy, sebab nanti jadi macam kesian, dia akan rasa macam kesian kan. So biasa kan, because OKU exists around us. I believe kita punya ramai juga Eventgers. It's just a matter of they declare or not, the matter of kita tahu ataupun tidak ada OKU. But everyone in our system, in our surrounding somehow ada condition, physical condition yang will challenge their movement ataupun their daily life, right? And then whoever would like to venture and explore organizing sports event, para sports event ke, ataupun you want to come in as a volunteer for OKU, not necessarily untuk Paralympic, you want to become volunteer with Miss Yeong ke apa ke, benda-benda ni of course it's not a commercial punya yang boleh jadi glamour yang macam wah, it's not something that orang wah apa. But then if you would like to try it, then come forward. Always we open door for everyone, right? And yeah, so we hope to see you around doing OKU friendly things, right?
Dengan terjawabnya soalan terakhir tadi, maka tamatlah majlis kita pada petang ini. Ribuan terima kasih saya ucapkan kepada ahli-ahli panel kita, Miss Syahieda dan Miss Yeong atas kesediaan untuk berkongsi serba sedikit tentang pelibatan orang berupaya dalam industri event. Dari mana asalnya usaha diusul, mulai bunyinya merambat hati, 2, 3 bicara salah tersasul, mohon jangan simpan di dalam hati. Bagi melengkapkan saya menjemput Dr. Masrul selaku penasihat majlis kehadapan bagi penyerahan cendera hati kepada ahli-ahli panel. Dipersilakan. Dijemput Miss Yeong dan Miss Syahieda untuk menerima satu hati. Okay, Miss Syahieda dulu.
One, two, three. Alright.
Okay, Miss Yeong. Terima kasih Datuk Masrul. Dengan ini berakhirlah sudah forum kita. Sebelum bersurai diminta para hadirin ke hadapan bagi sesi bergambar bersama-sama ahli panel kita. Terima kasih. Tapi kita panggil tim Basilix dulu boleh bergambar yang speaker.
Nampak kaki ke? Ya, okey dah kan?
Arif, tolong susun. Tolong susun.
On this side.
This side lagi. Saya kosong. Oh, saya nampak. Oh, sana lagi. Mana ke sana? Semua nak ke sini.
Buat je sini.
Okay, mana sini?
1, 2, 3. Okay, lama. 1, 2, 3.
Pristal.
Tengok dulu. Ini Alif lebih setelah.
Tak, ni je.
1, 2, 3. Alright. Sini tak ambil je.
Boleh ambil. Well, dia rakaman.
Kita panggil untuk lebih besar, tim lebih besar.
Biasa dulu.
Okay, tim lebih besar. Jurika kejap bagi lebih biasa dulu Ada juga, ada dia risau.
Panggil.
Jurika ada. Tim lebih biasa.
Sana, tak boleh. Penuh depan. Boleh duduk depan lagi. Duduk depan. Duduk depan boleh lagi. Duduk depan, penuh ke depan. Penuh ke depan. Penuh depan.
Ya, ready ya? 1, 2, 3. Satu lagi. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle. 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Satu lagi. 1, 2, 3. Freestyle. 1, 2.
Alright, class Eureka. Eureka, after that, sorry. Tak ada lagi satu class. Eureka, boleh bergambar sekali. Masa saya Boleh.
Masuk je. Duduk boleh dua barisan. Masuk. Situ kosong. Faris jangan ada di situ, Faris jangan ada di situ. Faris jangan ada di situ.
Nampak?